Yo, what's up guys, it's Tunes with a new review and first review I've ever done on my channel. And on this channel I kind of just want to I've been wanting to do mouse reviews for a long time, and I just never had the courage or the time really to do it. And instead of doing like a high productive and really good production value review, I'm just going to click review and just let it all out. And there's probably gonna be a lot of mistakes in here, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna read my thoughts out loud to you guys and upload it to the internet. So today is going to be the review on the HSK Plus and Pro and all the different variations of the two. And as you know, if you guys have been watching me on Twitch or my Twitter, this is my favorite shape of all time currently, and this is a runner up. And you wonder why, hey, why don't you like the new Pro shape in comparison to the Plus? And that's what I'm going to get into first, because shape is king in my opinion. Shape is number one, weight is number two, tech is number three on my list of important factors when buying a mouse. But the reason the HSK Plus is my favorite shape in comparison to the Pro is just because it has a flatter sides, it's a bit wider, and I will have more room to be more comfortable when playing, especially on the right side. The right side I have a big advantage of moving my pinky, my ring finger a bit more fluidly. I do say the one thing about the shape is the hump. I got used to it, but I wish they removed the hump a little bit lower. Just moved it a bit lower so my palm doesn't get caught on it, because I use a fingertip. But besides that, that is my most comfortable and favorite shape of all the mice I tried. I do like using this mouse and shape quite a bit though. I try to switch off the two. The next thing I'm going to be going into is central position. I didn't know this was happening when I first got the Pro. I was wondering, my mouse felt so weird moving it just left to right vertically, and I couldn't grasp what was going on. I don't know if the sensor was wrong or what, and so I looked on the bottom of my mouse and the sensor is sideways. It's not vertically like on all the other mice. So I wondered, is this the reason why it feels so weird? And in my opinion it is, but I have no proof to back this up. So if someone wants to correct me or inform me in the comments, but the sensor position feels super weird when it's sideways like this. I don't know why. I went to Rtunez and tried to fix the sensor position and it wasn't really helping anything. So I do not know why this is affecting me, because I haven't heard anyone talk about this. But in comparison to the HSK or any other mice where the sensor position is vertically, it feels completely normal. So it's just very confusing to me how having a sensor sideways like this can mess everything up. I could be wrong, but that's just my experience right out of the box and still have that problem. I will say I've gotten used to the position like this a little bit better, but switching back mice is, I can just notice it right away. So let's get into the weight. The weight here is 27 grams because I used a smaller battery instead of the original, since it almost caught my house on fire with the original battery. Normal original 1K hertz HSK Plus is 39, and this is 41, the HSK Plus 4K. And the weight is, at first I thought I wouldn't really get used to it, but since I moved to this mouse, then moved to this mouse, I didn't really notice a huge difference. But going back to, let's say, the Valor or the GPX, I noticed quite a big difference on the weight of these mice. Especially if I'm using a standard mouse pad, like a cloth mouse pad or a hybrid mouse pad, there's a big difference in weight, and it's hard to get used to heavier mice. So I do prefer lighter mice like this. I feel like I have free movement and less strain on my whole arm when I'm using these. But anything under 65 I can really use, or 60. I think if you're scared of using a low weight mouse like this, you'll adapt. And you can even adapt to higher weight mice. But I definitely noticed after playing a long time with a heavier mouse, for example any of the Zowie mice, I get massive. So let's go to the scroll wheel. I actually have a big, not a really big issue, but on all of my pluses it just feels kind of strange going up and down, like there's like a click almost to the scroll wheel. And you would think they would fix this on the newer model, but I still feel it. But it does feel a little bit tuggish on the new model, slower, which I don't really like that much. It's not too bad, but I do prefer other mice like the Valor scroll wheel or the GPX. And on the Pro, it's pretty good. I have no problems with it. It's kind of have that sluggish feel again, but it's consistent through all the steps. So I actually do like the Pro scroll wheel. Now onto the side buttons. I talked about this a little bit earlier. The positioning on the Pro I do prefer over the Plus. The Plus is a bit forward, but I can't say I adapted very well to this. I can easily click these two even if they're forward like this, so I don't really think it's a big complaint I have on the side buttons. They both feel exceptionally fine. I actually do want to say it's hard for me to press this back one sometimes. Since I rest my finger here, it's hard to go upwards. Oops. But once again, all these complaints, you can really kind of just adapt to them since I got used to all these side buttons. I feel like the bigger side buttons these are a little bit thicker than the Plus, which I do prefer. These are just a little bit too tiny for my preferred size of side buttons, but it's not really a big issue I have about them. They all click pretty fine and consistent. I had no issues there. And one of my biggest two complaints of these mice, all of them, are the feet. The feet are horrific. The original Plus feet were decent. I actually did not mind them at all, but the two 4K and Pro, the feet are horrible. Probably the worst feet I've ever tried on a mouse. And I tried a lot of worse feet, and these are just horrible. I would not recommend the stock feet, so I changed them out to some like dots almost on some feet I found on AliExpress. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, stock feet are horrible. I really hope they improve these. They feel like scratchy core pads, and core pads are horrible to begin with, in my opinion, and they're just scratchy. So definitely did not like the mouse feet on here. So I would recommend replacing them if you do get this mouse. So for the final end of this video, I want to talk about the QC and my experience with them, because gwolves is known to have bad QC and everyone praises how bad their QC is. But I can confidently say in all four of these mice, there's no big major issues. I will say the original Pluses, they cause creaking after 7 months of use, roughly. And that's really it. Besides the scroll wheel I mentioned earlier, how it kind of sounds weird, there's really no issues I've ever received on a mouse. I will say the new one, the right click is slightly different from the main click, which kind of bothers me, but I got used to it really quickly. It's just a little bit more of a pre-travel in comparison to the left click, but there's no big issue there. I've tried a lot worse clicking mice in my past, and well, obviously I forgot about this. This mouse almost did blow up my house. That is a QC issue that is quite concerning, but I defused the bomb and installed a new battery. So besides that, the mouse works perfectly. And another major issue I have is the price. This mouse was 180 bucks. Like, for this small mouse, 180 bucks is insane. And I'm a big price guy because mice should be somewhat affordable in the return you're going to get. And I will say you're getting a good shape if this shape works for you. Good quality mouse, the highest tech available, and great switches. So I would say it's pretty worth the price if you like this shape. But I would like to see them lower this cost in the future. But knowing how manufacturing works, I can tell they don't make a lot of these, so the price is going to be higher for them to make it. So maybe if they should focus on mass producing a certain shape and getting the price lower, that would be really beneficial for them, so more people can try this shape, because I think it's a very unique shape and many people should at least try this to know if it works for them or not. And that'll be it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching me ramble. Hopefully I'll improve these reviews as times go, but I just wanted to make a quick video on my thoughts of my main mouse and why I like him so much. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. Peace.